there is a double standard. I think that female musicians, especially in the pop world, tend to get criticized, and especially women of color tend to get criticized for stuff that white women or men just don't get the same metric. Like, it's really crazy to read like the way that people respond critically to a Beyonce record than the way that they would respond to any other musician, who was not a woman of color. But in terms of the kind of stigma of listening to pop music, I think that has less to do with gender and more to do with kind of notions of authenticity and stuff like that. The one positive thing that I've kind of come to really try and relish as a queer person making music is that even though it does frustrate me sometimes that I might not be able to sing about something that seems very natural to me, like a romantic relationship, and know that like 90% of the audience is not going to be able to identify with it just because they're going to see this as this thing that they can't, inhabit, or that they can't identify with it. Similar to the way that like when Wayne and Regine are singing about their love for each other and their desire to start a family and have kids, I'm just kind of like, yeah, I don't understand where that feeling comes from. That's cool that you guys feel that way though. But at the same time, I feel as if that there is this inherent uniqueness that's going to come from being a woman, being a person of color, being a queer person when you're creating music, creating art. You see it all the time. You see James Franco, you see Matthew Barney, you see all these people in the world who are just kind of like straight white men who have who've recognized that there's kind of like nothing really to say about identity at this point. And so, they are drawing from, female sources, from queer sources, from sources that don't belong to white people. It's just this thing that kind of leaks through, whereas like, I feel as if like, in that regard, non-white males have an advantage.